Basketball is a movie and every game is a blockbuster.
This season is alive!
E for exciting, entertaining, energy and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E.
To the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
Kia ora, e whānau, nau mai, hara mai, hello and welcome to the Final Four GJ Gardner Home Season 2024. It is the business end and it starts with semi-final number 1 tonight here in Christchurch, the home of the Pro Build ITM Mainland Pouākai as they host the ANZCO Tokomanawa Queens. Great to have you with us wherever you may be watching.
Basketball is
around Aotearoa, New Zealand, but also around the world. Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you. Case, great to see you. Final Four, this is the real thing.
We play an entire season to get to this point. Now that we're finally here, you can tell that these players are locked in and focused, ready to go. The Pouākai coming back to the postseason. The Queens trying to reach the top of the mountain once again, but it's looking like it's going to be a long climb based on the matchup as it's gone this season.
Well, they were the champs in 2022. The Pouākai, of course, did miss the playoffs last season. They're back here in 2024. Mixandpick.com. There's the poll. Who do you think's going to win? QR code on screen, fun and free. Some Sal's pizzas up for grabs. And the Queens, despite going down to the Pouākai not once, not twice, but 3 times through the regular season, they sit at 53%.
Confidence is high in the capital.
Wow.
When you look at these two teams, the Queens, no doubt, they are as talented as anyone in the competition. But no one has brought together their talent better than this Pouākai squad. They are the true definition of a team. They play above the collection of their parts, and that's why they've been able to dominate this matchup up to this point. Stella, coming into today's game.
They were 2 wins and 3 losses. They ended the season 8-4. There is the Tauihi ladder. Pouākai up on top. Now they get home court advantage all the way through. They win this game tonight. They will host the Tauihi Grand Final next Sunday, December 22. If the Queens win tonight, the winner of tomorrow's semi-final between the Kahu and the Fire, there it is on screen, the winner of that game will host the Grand Final on December 22. So we're going to know a little bit tonight, but we may not know everything.
That's true. We're going to get a little bit of a peek. And we'll see to see. It's a beautiful thing about a Final Four weekend. It all comes together. It all gets very exciting. You can feel the tension, but this is when the cream rises to the top.
Well, it wasn't long ago that the Queens were on a 4-game losing streak before they took down the Kahu last Sunday in the final game of the regular season. That 19-point victory was in fact the Kahu's greatest ever loss in the competition. It was a commanding performance by the Queens. Can they back it up when it counts here tonight? Beck, Chagas, Horston, Brown, Park, the starting unit. It is strong. If they're confident, Case, they're going to be tough to beat.
Look, there's no doubt being the talent of the squad. You look a week ago, did they figure it out, or was it an aberration? Was it a speed bump in the other direction? Because the connectiveness from one game to another has not been here this year for the Queens, but there's no time to get right like the postseason.
Well, there's the skipper, Stella Beck. She has just been announced the Defensive Player of the Year. She's got a big task tonight. You'd think she'd be running with Mackenzie Forbes. Casey, you caught up with her a short time ago. Here's the captain, Stella Beck.
Stella, coming into today's game against the Pouākai in the semifinals, you're up against a team that seems to have had your number. 3 up, 3 down. What can you do against this team that you found out so far that might get them off their game?
I think it's important to obviously slow down Forbes. She's had 3 really good games against us, I think, so that's a target for us early. Michaela Can obviously has played as a really pivotal role in their team. She's the point guard, she runs the show, so maybe try to keep the ball out of her hands. But, you know, it's more about us. We came off a good win last weekend, and we're feeling good, and we really enjoy each other's company and all that. So as long as we can come together and play well and really focus on defense, I think it'll be good.
That's good on the defensive end. On the offensive end of things, what's the key for the Queens finding their peak efficiency and being able to put a lot of points on the board against a team that's very solid defensively?
I think dictating the pace, being able to run, it's a good thing for us. Getting the ball up the court quickly and scoring in transition seems to work better than half court. So we'll look to run, we'll look to increase the pace, and yeah, we'll see how that goes.
And just finally, Defensive Player of the Year, congratulations to you. But what's the mindset that goes into that? Game in, game out, you're guarding great players, you're trying to shut them down. What are you concentrating on when you're coming in to reach an accolade and get that recognition?
I'm not really focusing on getting anything. I think I play hard and I do what I can on defense, help my teammates out. I think that, as a unit we play together, so maybe I get the award, but I think we all kind of deserve something, so yeah.
Well, Casey, Stella Beck, no doubt one of the most selfless players going around. No coincidence, by the way, that when the Queens found form last week against the Kahu, Stella Beck, a career-high 23 points.
And also no coincidence that the last time Horston and Stella Beck were out, this team looked absolutely lost. She's the heart, the soul, the glue of this Queens side. And if she comes to play today, it's going to go a long way towards their performance.
Pro Build ITM, Mainland Pouākai. This is how they line up tonight. Forbes, Can, Rynell, McGoldrick and Brown. Boy, has this team come together under Coach of the Year, Paul Flynn.
At the start of the season, it looked like there was going to be some issues. You mentioned the slow start to things, didn't have a lot of wins, but they turned it around. And as a collective, no team has done a better job this year, and it's a lot to do with this man. He's had some great game plans against some fantastic players, really knows how to take away other teams' strengths and build to his own team's weaknesses away from it.
Well, the Pouākai have had 3 coaches in 3 seasons. I've got a feeling they're going to do everything they can not to change what they've got right now between Paul Flynn and Josh Thompson sitting beside him as well. Michaela Can, the Aussie veteran point guard, an all-star 5 member this season in the Tauihi. What a season she has had. Look out for her tonight. There she is, the number 3, Michaela Can. We had a chat with her a short time ago.
Michaela, coming in today's game against the Queens, you've done a pretty good job of slowing down a potent offense. What is the key for this Pouākai squad to continue that trend?
Yeah, I think just sticking to our rules, communicating. Obviously, communication is a massive part of D-Trans. Picking up the ball early and just making sure that we know the matchups, we know the scout, and trusting all the work we've been putting in on that end of the floor.
And all that work, of course, has brought the Pouākai back to the finals, postseason taste after skipping out on it a season ago. What's the excitement been around the club as we come into the postseason?
Yeah, everyone's thrilled. Obviously, being new here and wasn't kind of part of the club before this, but I can tell how much it means to everyone that's involved, from players all the way up to management, volunteers around the club and everything. So yeah, just super proud to be part of it, and glad that we could have brought it back, and home finals on top of that is obviously even better. So yeah, stoked.
Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head for this semi-final number 1, the winner through to next week's grand final. The all-time record between these two over the 3 seasons is 5-5. They've only met once in a final. That was back in 2022. The Queens got home by 20+ and went on and, of course, won the championship in that inaugural season. But gee, there's some stars here, Case.
Mackenzie Forbes lights it up against the Queens. 30 points a game, including a career high in the Tauihi season record. Tauihi record 39 points one game this season. Jordan Horston 24 points a game, leading scorer in the competition. Haley Rynell, all-star 5, leading rebounder 4. The Pouākai, Lou Brown, leading rebounder in the competition, and was on the short list for Defensive Player of the Year as well. And you look at the leaders, Michaela Khan has done such a great job of leading this team as a point guard, and Stella Beck, we mentioned her before. What a great matchup there. Only one stat on here that I think will come into play maybe more than any other: free throws. The Pouākai, first in the competition, 84% per game. The Tokomanawa Queens, last at 74%. If they can make their free throws today, that'll go way towards the Queens getting up on this one.
Keep an eye on the Chemist Warehouse stripe in this game tonight. You mentioned Haley Rynell, of course, all-star 5 out of the University of Akron. To all of our viewers through the US on ESPN3, hope you're well. I know that Haley's parents, Kerry and Jeff and Lisa and Scott, will be watching on in Indianapolis as we speak, and you now get the chance to see us, to hear us having a chat with the all-star 5-star Haley Rynell. Here she is.
Well, Haley, coming in today's game, the Pouākai coming up against Queenside that you've had a lot of success against. What has been the key to being able to beat them 3 times during the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, our offense will do what it does, but it's really all on the defensive end. I really think that we match up well, and everyone takes their assignment extremely seriously, and I think that's where we find success.
Coming into the semifinal here today, is the plan going to stay the same, or do you have some new wrinkles against this Queen side to keep it fresh?
We have a couple new wrinkles, just depending on some of their adjustments that they made in Game 3 on us. But other than that, consistent game plan. We're going to just go out there and play Pouākai basketball.
And just finally, if you had to pick one weapon on the Queen's team that's most important for the Pouākai to slow down, what weapon is that?
I would have to say Lou Brown's rebounding, and also just don't let their guards get hot from the three. Other than that, I think that we'll be okay. We just got to box out.
Looking forward to seeing Hayley Rynell tonight. The coin officials, Ryan Jones, Brad Clive and Regan Ashley, a very experienced panel tonight. There is Ryan Jones. Pretty sure I just saw you there a minute ago talking about officials.
Well, Ryan's got a good beard. I don't know if it's quite as good as mine, though. He's going to have to stretch that hair out a little bit, too, as well.
Well, we saw that poll coming up through the pre-game. Nothing in it amongst the fans tonight. This is going to be an absolute barn burner. Semi-final number 1, grand final berth on the line. And we're not too far away from a start. Semi-final 2 coming your way tomorrow afternoon live on Sky Sport 2. It'll be the Kahu up against the Phi. Looking forward to that one as well. The business end of season 2024. There's Ji-hoon Park. Look out for her tonight. The Korean international star, Young Xanthi, is out on court at the moment. Handing off the Moulton. There she is. Young star in the making. Favourite player is Cassie Brown. She comes out of the Wood End, North Canterbury Basketball Club by the looks of it. 10 years of age, Young Xanthi. Guess when she turns 11?
I don't know. January 1st?
Christmas Eve.
Poor girl. Poor girl. What a jip. Parents giving you just one round of presents.
No, surely she gets double.
There's no way you get as many presents if that's happening. But anyway.
Who's going to win, Case? The Queens or Pouākai? Who are you with?
Would not surprise me if the Queens get up, but based on form, based on the way these teams have been playing all season long and coming into this round, I got to go with the Pouākai. 3 up, 3 down. It is very difficult to beat a team 4 times. But that being said, the Pouākai squad has had the Queen's number all season long.
Semi-final number 1, GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi. We're underway, and the Queens get the opening possession with the tip to Stellerbeck.
It looks like we had a little bit of a miscue by the Queens. It looks like they wanted Tamari Key to be starting, but Florencia Chagas was on the starting lineup, so she begins the game. A much smaller team than you normally see, and that's 10 seconds for Flo. And Tamari Key gets back on the court.
And that's why we've got the Sam Ji-hoon Park with the opening shot and miss of the contest. No doubt the Kahu and the Phi watching on intently tonight as this one starts to heat up. Michaela Can flicks it out. Brown can hit threes. That one short. Rebound. McGoldrick. They go again. Mackenzie Forbes. Stars against the Queens, and what a star.
Oh my, Mackenzie Forbes doing it to the Queens again. First bucket. Beautiful little move, slithering down the key for the layup.
Here's the WNBA star Horston looking for Key underneath. It'll be a Queens ball. Fascinating stat on Mackenzie Forbes against the other 3 teams this season, Casey. She averages 14.5 points a game. Against the Queens, you can bump that up to 30 a game.
She knows who she likes to play against. And 39 of those points came in a magical debut against the Queens on this very court.
Stellerbeck hit 3 triples last week against the Kahu. She misses that one. Foul off the ball there is against Ji-hoon Park. And just getting up gingerly by the looks of it, Ezra McGoldrick.
Well, this is very dangerous times for the Pouākai. As you see, she's not feeling very good. Moving around okay. But this is not a deep team, the Pouākai. They play basically 6 players with Sean Robati coming off the bench. If they lose one of those, it's going to be very difficult for them to match the athleticism of this Queens squad the entirety of the game. Queens back in his zone with Key in the lineup. I'm really keyed in on Ji-hoon Park and Jordan Horston up high and how they pressure the perimeter up here. They have to do a better job of containing those driving lanes that Mackenzie Forbes found last time down the court.
Pouākai go again, turnover, ends up in the hands of Lou Brown. Tamari Key certainly doesn't want it in that position of the court. She gives it to Ji-hoon Park. Queens still searching for their opening score of this game. Beck to Key, inside, high-low, Brown dives on it, and that's where it's going to be held up. A little win there for the Pouākai as they gain possession.
Well, I like the thought process. It was a nice high-low action, but unfortunately the ball couldn't find its target. Interestingly there, if I'm the Pouākai, I'm not trying to tie you up there. That's about to be a 3-second call. I want to try and let Lou Brown get it, but that switches about the arrow back in favor of the Queens.
Nearly a turnover there. Michaela Can just losing a handle on it. Switches it out to Forbes now. Good pass inside to the point guard on the reverse. Look out, rebound underneath by Cassandra Brown. And they do that so well, the Pouākai crash the boards. And they're rewarded with a trip to the Chemist Warehouse.
Yeah, they are on top of the rebound game. They average the most rebounds in the competition at 46.8. But on the offensive end, they are third, just over 10 a game, 10.6 they're able to get. And it's like found the money on that one there. Michaela Can looked like she had that layup, couldn't get it. But Cass Brown doing the cleanup work well and gets the first from the Chemist Warehouse to draw.
The Canadian has had a pretty good season, 16.7 rebounds a game. There's a couple to get her underway. One thing to keep an eye on here tonight, it is stifling hot inside Cowles Stadium, and these players are certainly going to feel the pinch the longer this game goes on.
And these are two teams that don't go very deep, as we see Horston hit a beautiful pull-up jumper from about 14 feet. So you wonder if the Heat does start to take something out of the teams, if they go a little bit deeper in their bench tonight.
Horston with the sweet shot. That is foul number 3 on the Queens.
And some tough calls there. It looked a little bit like Ken was a little bit out of control. The last one, Horston looked clean from one angle, but got the whistle anyway. But certainly don't want to be in the bonus early against the Pouākai. That is free money for a team that shoots from the free throw stripe as well as they do.
Michaela Can through traffic. Park just let her through there, and again another offensive rebound. Forbes looks inside to Rynell. She's covered by Horston. Forbes getting busy. Late shot goes down.
Lighting it up. Playing a game of horse out there, just having a good time. Finds the net on the difficult angle, falling to the side.
Horston on the drive to Key. Good take underneath. Finds some space off the glass.
Well, a really nice find by the former Tennessee teammates. A big bonus for the Queens if they can get Key active on the interior against Rynell to wear her out a bit.
Brown to Can through hands. It ends up with McGoldrick. Look out, she's feeling it. Forbes unable to land the blow. She started well here so far tonight. Of course, she had 39, a league record earlier this season in Wellington against the Queens.
And if I'm Coach Tupu for the Queens, I probably want to go away from Key a little bit in this matchup. This is a very switchy team that the Pouākai have. I'd like to try and see Horston matched up a bit more with Forbes instead of against the zone.
McGoldrick with the miss, Key with the rebound.
I say that, and Key comes off points on the other end and comes down and gets the defensive board on this one.
Horston off the hand there of Brown. Good crowd in attendance. Saturday night action here at Cowles Stadium. This has been a venue of some very big finals this season.
They've done all right down here in Christchurch this year.
Been big, hasn't it?
Back to the second of 2 championships on the Sal's NBL. And looking to claim the inaugural in the Tauihi.
Key to Park. Nice setup there for the Queens. Just some patience by Tamari Key.
She's playing really well. She had a bucket on the last one. She looks like she might be getting a little bit fatigued now, but her influence in the game right now is palpable.
Can to McGoldrick. What a season she's had from beyond the arc. 40% shooter, and that is a great opener for the Kiwi.
Well, the best shooter really on this team by percentages-wise is Ji-Hoon Park. Can't get that one to kiss off the glass.
Look at Stella Beck getting after it. And I think that's going to be a Pouākai ball. It is.
I'm not sure either official, Brad Clive or Ryan Jones, was quite sure who that one went off. And when that happens, officials do a smart thing. They just wait a second, see where everybody walks, because the players know.
Rebound count early, 6-1 in favour of the Pouākai. Forbes runs straight into Stella Beck, and there's going to be a late whistle here. Brad Clive, the coin official, calling the offensive foul as Stella Beck picks herself up.
Well, it certainly was a late whistle, but there was a lot of contact there. Couldn't quite see, I didn't have a great angle of it myself here, except to see Stella Beck go flying. Either way, the Defensive Player of the Year sells it well and gives Mackenzie Forbes a little something to think about, which the Queens need to give her more of. And
the Coach of the Year wasn't too happy with the call. Park through traffic, leaves it short. Another late whistle. This time, Ji-Hoon Park the beneficiary, and she's off to the Chemist Warehouse, where she's 83% this season. Ryan Jones having a chat with Tanya Tupu.
Well, Ji-Hoon Park has been a player who, for me, probably hasn't been able to influence the Queens game plan as much as I think she's capable of. Such a gifted player with the ball in hand. Really patient, and early in the season played with such great efficiency. But as the season's gone on, she's become one of the players that, unfortunately for I think the Queens, has fallen a little bit to the wayside. The focus hasn't been on her getting the ball. Still has been able to do a great job against the Pouākai this season, one of the more successful players. And I think if she has a 20-point game, if she's at 18, 19, right around that area, gives the Queens a great chance to be successful against the regular season champion Pouākai.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there, Kate. She has had some good outings against the Pouākai in 2024. Speaking of good outings, Hayley Rynell.
You can't give her that shot. We watched her warm up today, and it was nothing but net all day long. Key has to get out and challenge that more briefly.
Stella Beck, crafty inside, steps back to the left.
Stella's a player who I don't think influences the offensive end as much as she's capable of as well, but a great move there with excellent footwork.
Good hand in the lane, Jordan Horston. Pouākai back-to-back threes.
Long stint here for Key at the start of this game, as the Pouākai with just a 2-point lead, as we take another look at that nice move by Stella Beck. But Key normally gets subbed out a little bit quicker than this one.
Brown now for three, offensive rebound, and a foul, and a make. No, it won't count.
But that's the second on Jordan Horston, and she's upset. Heading to the bench, though, I might like Jordan Horston out there right now. It's still a long time to play. And of course, in Tauihi, you get 6 fouls, not 5. But Tanya Tupu goes to Florencia Chagas. And now the Queens send the most dynamic player in the competition to the bench for what's most likely the rest of the first quarter.
And in the bonus as well for the next 5:25. It'll be a sideline ball. Pouākai semi-final 1.
Interesting that foul's on the sideline. Thought that would be on the baseline, but
they lead by 2. Top ranking 1v4 here tonight, 2v3 tomorrow. Great pass inside and a big finish from Cassie Brown.
That's just excellent offense. Key gets too high on Brown there. You don't have to play high side when you're that big. You can stand to play behind, but the Pouākai read it. Excellent entry pass by forwards to get Brown the layup.
Chagas into the action now, the Argentinian. Key, they sag off her. Brown. Chagas for 3. That's deep, and it's down. Bank is open on a Saturday night.
And let's not discount Florencia Chagas, who's a postseason superstar. Remember her first season until he ends up being the championship the MVP of the Final Four because of her performance in leading the Queens to the title.
Well, when these two teams met in the 2022 semi-final, top scorer for the Queens, Florencia Chagas.
And that's the kind of 3 that can just open things up for you offensively. Gives a lot of confidence to your teammates when shots like that drop.
Had 5 threes earlier this season against the Pouākai. Brown inside, nowhere to go. Here she is again, the Argentinian. This one is short.
Would have liked to see Lou Brown go right at Forbes in the post there. You have to attack the opposition's best scorer when you have the opportunity.
A block for Tamari Key.
Get that shot out of here. Tamari Key with the long arm of the law, smacking that one down. Brown thought she had that layup, made a nice move, crosses over to the left, but Key, with that frame, able to get to it easily.
One of the best US collegiate shot blockers in the history of the game, Tamari Key. The Aussie can, down it goes. They're lighting it up from outside tonight.
Just not good enough defensively from the Queens right now. They have to lock in and close that space. These threes that the Pouākai are getting are pretty open, considering it's in the half court with defenders coming at you.
Ji-Hoon Park, catch and shoot. Back of the iron, rebound. Michaela Can, all-star 5-point guard. Forbes, look at the rim runner. Hayley Rynell.
Nobody in the league does a better job running the floors. We have a timeout to the Queens than Hayley Rynell. She does such a fantastic job of punishing opposition bigs. And Key right now is a little bit winded. So Rynell recognizes that, pushes her way down the court for free buckets, baby. Michaela Khan sees it. You see in the shot there, Key just struggling to get up. None of her teammates help her out. Key in the back puts her hands up, but by then it's far too late. That one was over.
Chemist Warehouse stats, rebound count is 10-2 in favour of the Pouākai. 3 of 7 from downtown at 42%. The Queens are 1 of 3. And both teams are 2 of 2 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe tonight. All of the stats in season 2024 with thanks to our friends at the Chemist Warehouse. It's a 6-point lead to the Pouākai. The action continues tomorrow. Semi-final number 2 coming your way from Event Finder Stadium. Grab your tickets. It's going to be a big one. The Kahu up against the Phi from 3 p.m. New Zealand time tomorrow, live on Sky Sport 2. Looking forward to that. Case, you and I headed back up to Auckland early tomorrow morning. The Phi have been in some terrific form. The Kahu have lost 4 of their last 6.
Well, the Phi got healthy. And I think as good as Jones has been, as good as Cowles has been, as good as we've seen Snyder been at times in McKenna Dale. The key
You're
right
going
now,
down the path of...
But the key right now to why they're playing well for me is Jaeger. Coming back in, having a true point guard, having a player who can get that ball around. And that, to me, on top of being healthy, has led to that resurgence. But the Kahu championships, you know, as Rudy Tomjanovich said, never underestimate the heart of a champion, because they know how to do it, they've done it before, and they damn well sure want to do it again.
Pouākai win tonight. They will host next week's grand final. Was that all ball, or was there a hand in there down the arm?
Well, either way, it doesn't matter, because we're going to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. As Key stays in the game. I would have thought after that last run, not getting back on defense, you look for a sub there. But with Horston in foul trouble, I think this tightens the rotation for Coach Tanya Tupu just a little bit, and she's going to have to lean on Key a bit more.
Well, they do have a handy forward backup in Jacinta Beckley, who's had a wonderful season in the Sky Broadband Rapid League.
I think what they like is the trouble that Key's giving Rynell on the half court. But if I'm Rynell on the Pouākai, I'm just concentrating on running as much as possible to tire Key out to the extreme degree.
Key misses both. Forbes to Can. That one doesn't go down. Jordan Horston not on the court at the moment. Subbed out with 2 early fouls. Early danger signs for the Queens. They're down by 6. Stella Beck.
Not a lot of penetration for this Queens offense right now. Pretty perimeter based.
And that's a very wayward shot from Florencia Chagas.
They need something at the basket. And they have lost their most dynamic driver of the basketball in Horston to foul trouble early. But someone else, you have to find another way to get penetration against that defense. If it's not with the dribble, has to be with the pass, but you got to get into the paint.
In-out dribble. Great work from Michaela Can. Draws contact.
Well, I thought Stella Beck might have got that cleanly up high, but didn't have a great look at the body. Take another look at it from the baseline angle here. There's a lot on the arm there. Glad I did not sell myself out on that one, because that was an obvious foul.
Well, Tamari Key in the end ended up skittling both Can and Beck. And fouls are a problem for the Queens at the moment, starting to rack up. In fact, looking up at the board, they've got Jordan Horston on 3 fouls.
And that's not what we thought happened, so we're going to have to check that one at some point. But 3 fouls on Jordan Horston is a vastly different proposition. And that's what it's saying on the stats that we're looking at as well. So a little bit late to the party. Now I see why Horston's on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. We had her down for 2, but in fact, she's sitting with 3. And they are 3 very early fouls for the WNBA superstar. She's only played 4.5 minutes in the game. So that is a big, big story unfolding here in semi-final number 1. League leading scorer Jordan Horston sitting with 3 fouls.
And at some point, if this lead gets up to 10 points in, Coach Tupu, I'm going to have to think about putting her back in
the dice. Got to roll the dice.
Because you cannot wait until the second half to try and come back against this team on their home court. They're too solid defensively.
Lou Brown yet to score. Beck picks up the dribble. Brown triple teamed down low. Chagas in the corner for 3. That one short. Tamari Key does well, but there's a foul called, and it's going to go against the Queens.
And that's going to be walking 94 feet to get more free throws, because that is above the bonus once again. And the Queens just really can't find a way to defend and get into this game without the whistle being blown on them right now. I like the thought process to try and get the ball to Brown in the Key. Take another look at it. There's Key. Well, that's not a foul. That's just Brown off balance, because she's using so much of her effort to push the bigger Key out of the way. But this is something that you see with players that of that size that officials aren't really used to officiating. When you're that big, you're that strong, you've got a closer eye on you, and everything you do has an effect on the game. We're seeing a lot of that similarities with Taco Fall in the Australian NBL with the Breakers right now, where everything he's done is being watched very closely.
Okay, so you talked in the pre-game about the importance of the Queens keeping the Pouākai off the Chemist Warehouse stripe tonight. They're 6 of 6.
Not a good start. That's why part of it's a 9-point lead. A lot of whistles in this first quarter. Neither team being able to keep their hands out of the cookie jar up to this point.
9 fouls called already. Both teams in the bonus. Queens all of a sudden are down by 9. Chagas has been hot and cold in this opening quarter. Beck gives up the shot. Lou Brown, her first real shot of the game, gets after it herself and puts it down. Lou Brown is the player that can lift the Queens right now.
Well, they've been trying to get her the ball in the post, but the spacing's all messed up because Tamara Key is in there at the same time, and the Pouākai just don't care if she shoots the basketball. So getting her a touch on the perimeter is a new strategy to try and get her involved.
Abby Cabillo into the action, up over the top of Beck. Rebound, Queens skipper. And here come the Queens. Can they get back-to-back baskets? Beck held up on the wing. Finds some space off a Lou Brown screen. The shot wayward, though, and they're missing a lot of opportunities, the Queens.
And too many threes for my liking. In terms of three-point field goal percentage, the Queens were last on the season at 28% per game. And just in terms of getting those shots up, this has not been the Queens strong. Made three-point shots, Queens last at 6.67 a game. So when you look at the shots they're getting up right now, 1 for 7 from deep. For me, that's too many threes for this squad. That's just not great from beyond the arc.
Jacinta Beckley into the action out there, replacing Tamari Key. Rynell. What a season she's had. Here's the Canadian, Cassandra Brown. Nowhere to go. Long time in the paint.
That's as close to 3 seconds as you're going to get with that one. She was in there a bit, but solid defense by Rapid League All-Star 5 member Jacinta Beckley.
That's as close to a summer holiday with the caravan in the key.
Hey, the weather's putting it on for us down here. Might as well summertime.
Ji-Hoon Park, classy from the Korean.
That's a great deep catch. That's penetrating the defense with the pass, doing all the work with that pass, so the player who gets the catch doesn't have to do much except finish.
Queens will be very happy with their last 60 seconds. Michaela Can did so well off that wing screen.
Yeah, just missed there by Lou Brown. She stays connected to her body and gives up the layup.
Chagas up and in with the answer.
Ooh, beautiful, attacking the basket. The offense looks so much better, but the shot clock is off for the last possession of the game. Can the Queens keep it here? Is that going to be...
Well, it's either going to be against Beckley or Rynell. It is against Jacinta Beckley. She's the player that hit the floor.
If we have a replay, I wouldn't mind seeing it because I certainly wasn't watching the action down there. But looked like, if anything, I thought possibly a flop because I was more watching down here. But take another look at it, see if we see it. Well, how's that a foul on Beckley?
How on earth is that a foul on Jacinta Beckley?
What is the foul on Beckley there? That makes no sense whatsoever.
That is one of the craziest calls I've seen this season.
Not saying it's
unless there was something beforehand.
But that's what the whistle was. There was nothing until she hit the ground. I'm not saying there's a foul on Rynell there at all. Possibly a flop. You could be a flop warning there, but there's absolutely no illegal contact that Beckley enforced on that one. Unfortunate for the Queens.
Well, she's made both from the line, Rynell. Margin back out to 7. Here's Chagas, 6, 5, 4, something late to Ji-Hoon Park. That's what the Queens needed heading into quarter time. Margin is at 4. Jordan Horston's only played 4.5 minutes. She's sitting with 3 fouls. It is finals time in Tauihi. Hot start tonight in Christchurch. Pouākai lead by 4. No, my hockey Maya, welcome back. Semi-final number 1, GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi. Final 4 is up and running. So too any large pizza. That's Casey's favourite with thanks to Cowles. QR code on screen, 25% off. As Casey says, just go for the most expensive pizza.
I'm all about a buy.
Chemist Warehouse stats to quarter time. What are they telling you? I think the Queens will be pretty happy to be within 4.
Considering the way the game flow has gone, being down 4 is not that big a deal, especially with Horston out, as we see Lou Brown miss that layup. But concerning signs for the Queens is they've given up 11 second chance points on 6 offensive rebounds, where themselves have 0 fast break points and just 2 second chance points.
Pouākai already 7 of 8 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe as well.
Positive signs for the Queens. Florencia Chagas, she is locked in right now. Nice fight there. Almost looked like Michaela Khan might have touched the baseline before that went off Chagas. But Chagas with a big 3 early when she just got into the game. Another drive after that was really beautiful, creating an opportunity for Ji-Hoon Park to finish the quarter. It'd be big if she could get herself really involved. 5 points already for Chagas to go along with the 1 assist.
Horston continues to sit with 3 fouls. Brown makes some space inside, did really well.
And where's the help side? The low woman has to be there. That time with Chagas, she has to come over and get in that rotation. She doesn't, so it's an easy finish for the Pouākai.
Opening points of the quarter for the home team. Park just stumbled, didn't she, as she propped. And now the Pouākai come forward, back-to-back baskets. No, going deep off the hand of Brown.
Well, excellent anticipation by Can there. Doesn't result in a layup, but forcing another turnover makes the Queens think a bit more about those passes.
A lot of early minutes for Jacinta Beckley tonight. She's working hard. Chagas got in and around. Rynell in the end, a bit of contact, no call. Florencia Chagas having a chat to the Coin officials.
Yeah, I thought she might have gotten fouled on that layup. The whistle, a little inconsistent right now. Some contact getting let go, other contact being whistled pretty tightly.
Well, just off the ball here, I think Florencia Chagas, with the mad Argentinian stare, is just asking, hey, no whistle at one end and a couple down here.
It certainly looked like Rynell hit her in the air as she was shooting. And then on this side, Michaela Khan, being protected right now very well by the officiating crew. An all-star 5 now will get that.
Here's Forbes, had a hot start tonight. Hands it off, Shan Rabadi. Rebound underneath, and that's going to be another whistle against the Queens.
This one's on Stella Beck from behind. I see the contact body to body, but Stella Beck's got 2 hands in the air, so I don't see where the foul is, other than Rynell coming down a little bit off balance, but I don't have the greatest angle at it.
Rebound, sorry, I should say foul count on the Chemist Warehouse stats, 9-4. Michaela Can dumps it inside, Rynell. Out of Indianapolis, had a great season, Ji-Hoon Park with the strip, and on the run now. Through traffic, no whistle. I like the fact that the Coin officials let that go. Now Chagas on the drive. She draws contact and puts it down.
Well, last play, very similar activity by Chagas. Getting to the hole, getting the contact. This time she gets the bucket, but also gets the whistle. A chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play. For the Queens, important to get this bucket to go. And I think also important just to get to the free throw strike, to enable their defense to set up in the half court, just to slow down the pace of the Pouākai a little bit.
What continues to be important for the Queens is they're within 3 with Horston still sitting.
And as I mentioned in the first quarter, if it stretches out to 10, maybe you got to get her back in there. But like this, you're like, let's save her up for the second half and release the beast in the second.
They'll be very happy. And again, another turnover. Lou Brown. Here's Ji-Hoon Park. Dumps it down to Key on the give and go. How's that for class, Ji-Hoon Park?
Love the give and go there. Tamari Key with a couple of excellent passes early in this one, and Ji-Hoon Park moving without the basketball and the patience with the ball in hand in the paint off that bank shot.
And we're down to 1. Pouākai led by as much as 9 in the opening quarter. Ji-Hoon Park with the hand again. And we'd need to get a better angle on that. It looked clean.
Well, he got the ball cleanly on the knockout. Well, what was the body afterwards? Ooh, there's no foul there.
Come on.
We're doing this as the playoffs, baby. What are we doing?
Come on.
What are we doing here? That's the third personal foul on the Queens in the quarter. So
third on Park as well.
Very close to getting into the bonus. And Jordan Horston trying to sub in, but none of the officials see it. The officials aren't looking.
So some real danger signs here for the Queens as Horston comes back out. Park has 3. Horston has 3.
I like the move bringing Horston back in the game, though. You don't want to leave a player on the bench for 16, 17 minutes of game time, which is really like 45 minutes in real time when you get to the second half. You need to get her in. You need to get her some touches.
Forbes on the step back.
It's pretty right now. She is locked in. Just takes her time, backs down Stella Beck, gets to the spot, and hits her shot.
Drafted by the LA Sparks in the 2024 WNBA draft. Horston, top 10 draft pick in the WNBA. She can't convert that. She's been sitting for a while. Look at the pass, Forbes to Can. Again, good hands, Queens. Up they come with it, or do they turn it over? They do. Chance goes begging.
I like the aggression trying to push the pace, but the ball has to be treated like gold right now.
Michaela Can just has her fingerprints all over this game at the moment. Very active. Here she is again. Dribbling past Chugas with the runner from the corner. And in the end, that's going to come off the hand of Ezra McGoldrick.
I like this move for the Pouākai, bringing Rynell back into the ball game. They've gone back with the starting lineup as Rabati heads to the pond. And there we see it bounce off Ezra McGoldrick's hand. Can't corral another offensive rebound. The team already has 7.
Key wants it inside. Rynell has her covered. Now receives from Horston. Can't finish the first. Nearly got it back for a second. And just stepping on the line, Ezra McGoldrick.
I mean, the accuracy on that pass on the high-low was perfect. Barely over the fingertips of Rynell. That's a real understanding between two players who played each other for a long time. And then layup, Key cannot finish. Fortunate for the Queens, the ball stays with them.
Jihoon Park sits now. She's on 3 fouls. As you mentioned, Casey, 6 personal fouls in Tauihi. Turnover, nearly. Stella Beck knew it straight away.
One thing I love about this Pouākai team is, really outside of Michaela Can, but pretty much with Michaela Cannon too, they're just switchy everywhere. Switchy and long. A lot of players right around 6'1", 6'2". Yeah, everybody can go up a level, go down a level defensively, and great anticipation.
Oh, Florencia Chugas from a long way out. Brown with the offensive rebound. Beck.
I wouldn't have mind seeing Lou Brown go to the post there against McGoldrick.
Great pass inside. Chugas to Key. They're back within 1.
And if they could get some of this high-low action going for Key, that would certainly make that defense bend a little bit on the perimeter.
On the trail, unable to finish. McGoldrick. Horston up with it. Chugas quickly down the floor. Key wants it inside again. Yeah, absolutely. Horston now, little hesitation on Forbes. Goes at her once, goes at her twice. On the turnaround, can't finish. That's come off the hand of Rynell.
She got hacked, man. Mackenzie Forbes takes a swipe down on the shot when she's coming down. It's pretty obvious from this angle. Jordan Horston's got 2 hands up, but the whistle does not go her way that time.
I don't think there's any question that the Pouākai have had the better of the whistles thus far in the game. Key just fumbled it. And there's a whistle here. Who's this going to be against? Well, the coin officials, Regan Ashley and Brad Clive, are going to have a chat here. GJ Gardner-Holmes, a replay.
I just didn't see that. I didn't.
Foul is on Tamari Key with a hold, so it must have been just after the fumble.
Well, what is...
Need to say that again. It was off the ball.
I think Brad Clive called the foul on Horston, but the baseline official...
Now, I felt like the baseline whistle went first.
Regan Ashley, he called the foul on Key. So very fortunate for the Queens there, because that would have been Horston's 4th.
Here's Forbes. Brown in the corner, guarded by her namesake Lou Brown. Does well.
That's nice footwork. Using the speed to get Lou Brown going in one direction. He does a nice job of coming to a jump stop and spinning around to hit that fadeaway and regain that 3-point lead.
Key inside. Good defense in the end there by McGoldrick.
McGoldrick has been a shot blocking machine this season. has done such a nice job, had a league record 7 blocks in one game. Of course, the leading shot blocker on the season. They will take another look at that contact.
And that was the second whistle, getting back to that Tamari Key foul. So fortuitous there for Jordan Horston, who's already on 3 fouls, but it was the right call by the Coin officials. Horston, just 2 points in the game. Lou Brown has 2. Horston to double that. She can't. Rynell, another rebound, dominating the boards. The Pouākai. Forbes now. Pressure on Beck. McGoldrick on Brown. Found a way around.
That looked like steps. I think McGoldrick got away with one.
Chugas quickly. Great work. Yeah.
Love the effort to get back into play, get her hand in the passing lane, take away a layup.
There's a lot of hard workers, Casey. Oh, big block, Tamari Key.
Oh, that was close to an unsportsmanlike a McGoldrick there.
Chugas, block is called. It's going to be 2. Maybe the miss at midcourt helped out Florencia Chugas.
Well, McGoldrick grabbed her hips from behind. That one they let go. And very few players in the league, I think, are better at putting their body on the line than Abby Cabillo. She consistently sets up to take those charges. To me, that would look like a charge. But the Queens aren't going to argue. They're happy to finally get a whistle go their way.
Oh, I think maybe the miss at midcourt fell in the favor of Florencia Chugas. I just want to get back to the work ethic, the work rate question. Hayley Rynell, I mean, there's a lot of players with a high work ethic in Tauihi. Surely Rynell is right up the top of that list. Here she is again.
Well, there's a lot of different ways to display, your work rate. But I love bigs who just put their head down and push themselves to the basket. Especially right now, as we see the miss there, who's given up a lot of size in all her matchups and has done admirably in the post all season long.
Good defense there by Cassie Brown.
Big 4 minutes here for the Queens. If they, after this half, probably as poorly to the game script as it's gone for them, down 2, if they can get into this at halftime and find a way for themselves to get up and have that halftime lead, they're going to be very confident. They have not played their best basketball yet. I think at times the Pouākai have. At times the Pouākai have looked great, but that offense has really dried up here in the second quarter.
Game high scorer Ji-Hoon Park has 11 for the Queens, sitting with 3 fouls at the moment. Oh, Stella Beck would like to take that one back.
Just a really lovely change of pace to avoid the defensive effort of Rynell, but unable to get the finish. Ball stays with them after Rynell taps it out, though.
Had a Tauihi career high 23 last week, Stella Beck. Ji-Hoon Park is back out there. So rolling the dice at the moment, the Queens. Park inside. Great defense. Chugas, late shot, down it goes.
When you hit that first one, everything starts to feel pretty good. And this is a team riding a wave right now. This is their first lead of the ball game on a miracle triple to beat the shot clock. Florencia Chugas, I don't know, maybe she needs to check out another sport, shot put, because she is flinging that thing from a distance and finding the mark.
And she's up to 12 in the game now. What a big basket.
Postseason star coming to play.
Key moment in the game right now. Semi-final action, Tauihi season 2024. What a pass. Put down the dime to Mackenzie Forbes. Rynell with the finish.
Just really looking to attack Key in the on-ball as Cabillo gets whistled for the foul. Stella Beck takes a page out of Hayley Rynell's book and runs that lane. But back to the on-ball on this side. That was perfectly executed. Key tried to stay back, so she didn't really commit to Mackenzie Forbes, but just did so enough. Got a momentum going in the wrong direction to open it up for a beautiful roll by Rynell on the finish.
Here's Stella Beck at the Chemist Warehouse. 60% this season. Short on the first.
Free throws. Free throws were always going to be key in this one. Right now, 50% for the Queens, now 5 for 9, and 87% for the Pouākai, 7 for 8.
Tied ball game, 34 apiece. Big 3 minutes coming up. Look out, Mackenzie Forbes just turns to the Queens and says, how about that?
I mean, she is not getting a ton of basketball, but when she's getting it, it is dropping.
She's up to 9. Ji-Hoon Park short from the left wing.
Mackenzie Forbes 4 for 6 from the field for those 9 points.
Rynell shut down by Brown. Here's Cassandra Brown. She's got 10 in the game. Shot clock at 5. Cabillo over the tall timber.
That's huge to get minutes from Andy Cabillo that have been really valuable. Solid defensively. A little bit of found money offensively on that drive. The late pickup for the Pouākai producing in the semis.
Horston for 3. Can't finish. Loose ball. It's going to fall down to Park. To Brown. To Horston. On the drive. Contact. Jordan Horston.
Really unselfish play there by Lou Brown, getting that offensive rebound and kicking it back out. Understanding how key it is to get Jordan Horston feeling good offensively as a threat. A quick athletic drive to the cup. This time she gets the whistle she's been looking for and a chance to cut this lead back down to 3. It was a nice little run by the Pouākai there after the Tokomanawa Queens took that lead.
Back-to-back baskets for the home team, out by 5. Horston drains the first from the Chemist Warehouse. 3 points in the game for the league's leading scorer at 24 per game, but she has spent a lot of the first half on the bench with 3 fouls. She's going to get going at some stage. Second one is good. We're back to 3. 2:20 to play in this opening half. Can the Queens progress to their 3rd straight grand final? Or will the Pouākai get through to their first ever? If they do, it'll be right here at Cowles. Forbes, a lot of contact there. No whistle. Beck up with it. The run of Horston. One-on-one with Rynell. Horston up over the top. Short rebound. Brown. Great defense. Haley Rynell.
One on everybody. Haley Rynell gets the stop. Excellent push. Better defense.
How influential in this first half has the American Haley Rynell been? Here she is receiving inside. Covered by 2. Michaela Can in the corner by herself. Can't finish. The board bangers get after it. Another offensive rebound. Forbes for 3. That's a big basket.
Offensive rebound numbers 8. Leads the second chance point, number 14. As Mackenzie Forbes now in double figures, 5 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from deep. And back up to a 6-point lead. The Queens worked so hard to get back in this ball game. But very calm and collected Pouākai team leaning on Mackenzie Forbes, getting her a couple more touches, and she delivers with a couple of big buckets.
Well, that last play might be the most telling play of this opening half. Semi-final number 1, GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi highlight show. Check it out next week on Sky. It's going to be chock-a-block filled with a Final 4 action. Margin at 6, 1:28 to play in this opening half. The Queens came. They were down by 9 in the opening quarter. They led by 1 midway through this second quarter. But right now, the Pouākai have responded, and they've done it in the hands of the player that has torched the Queens 3 times this season, Mackenzie Forbes.
And I absolutely know that Mackenzie Forbes is top of the scouting report. They have talked about it and talked about how do we slow her down. What I've loved about this first half from her is she hasn't forced anything. Not only has she let the offense come to her in those 5 for 8 from the field for those 12 points, but she's got 3 assists as well, which is tops, and not only just for the Pouākai, but tops in the game right now. 3 of the 9 assists that they have team have. Michaela also has 3. But doing an excellent job of taking the focal point, being the focal point of that defensive effort, getting others involved, but still being a threat to put the ball in the bucket. And
Haley Rynell, maybe the most influential 9 points and 6 rebounds we've seen in half a game of basketball. Jordan Horston's on the court with 3. Do you let her play this 120 or do you sit her, Case?
We're down 6. I need her in the game. I need her going.
Well, here she is on the drive. Flicks it back to Key. Down low, triple teamed, Horston to Key. Key up, big block, Rabadi, here they come. Forbes, they lead by 6. Mackenzie, Forbes can't finish. Rabadi with the rebound, and she can't finish either.
I can't believe that wasn't a foul. Looked like Lou Brown was trying to foul on purpose. Doesn't get the whistle. The contact starting to lift here in the second quarter.
Horston, all the way to the hoop, leaves it short again. Key had it, lost it, got it back, stood on the baseline.
I love the work rate the effort that she came back in and gave there. And after being a bit disappointed the last time getting her shot blocked, getting herself back involved. And this is as heavy a minutes load as we've seen from Key in the first half this season. Coach Tanya Tooth was certainly leaning on her a bit more than she did during the regular season.
A couple of big plays coming up here to close out the opening half. Rabadi has just had two huge plays in this game. Cabillo, Aotea Leach out there playing defense now. Forbes is going to have to go late here. She does over Chagas, away to the right. And the Queens are going to get a late opportunity. They would love a basket here to finish off the second quarter. Chagas, too much on it.
And too early, a lot of time left to score for the Pouākai.
BNZ player timeouts available. They're not going to use it. Cabillo had it, lost it, and that'll do us. Half-time, semi-final #1 in Christchurch tonight. And it's the home team, the top seed this season. The Pro Build ITM Mainland Pouākai leading the Ansco Tokomanawa Queens by 6. We're going to head down to the sidelines. Mackenzie Forbes loves playing against the Queens. She's had 3 huge games against them this season, and she's been pretty good in this opening half. Case has got her now.
Well, Mackenzie, back and forth half, you as a team were able to grab control there at different times in the second quarter. What's going right for you when that happens?
It stops getting defensive boards and pushing. That's when we're at our best.
Yourself, not looking for the ball, not out there hunting it, but when the ball's coming your way, you're being aggressive. You also have 3 assists. What's your mindset in this one against a team you've been so successful against this year?
Yeah, I knew they might switch it up a little bit, so I'm just taking what the defense is giving me and trying to put my teammates in a position to score.
And what's the key to the Pouākai getting this win in the second half?
Rebound.
Thanks very much for the time.
Mackenzie Forbes, 12 points in the game. Talking about rebounds, they lead that count 28 to 22. Half-time, semi-final #1. Pouākai leaded by 6. Chemist Warehouse stats coming up on the other side of the break. Well, my hockey Maya, welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch tonight. It's been a massive year in this venue. Of course, the Rams back-to-back champs in the Sal's NBL. Right now, the top seed, GJ Gardner-Holmes' Tauihi season. The Mainland Pouākai lead by 6 as Coach of the Year Paul Flynn addresses the troops. And it's been an entertaining, a hard battle, Casey Frank, through that opening 2 quarters.
Real physical encounter. I think the Pouākai have played really well to their script. They're pushing in transition. They're forcing the Queens to get back, and they are smashing the offensive glass. We heard Mackenzie Forbes talk about the key to victory in the second half is to rebound, and they are doing that to a high level right now. In that first half, they out-rebound the Queens by 6, 28-22. But really key what they're doing in the offensive glass as we take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats. Florencia Chagas has been found money for the Queens offensively. Some huge hits late from deep and also some finishes. Ji-Hoon Park matching Cassandra Brown and Mackenzie Forbes at the top of that scoring line. But right now with 9, much better third. Banana going right now. Taking a look at the rebounds. This is where the damage is done. Overall, pretty even. Haley Rydell, or the big 6 rebounds. Sean Rabati off the bench with 4 rebounds in limited minutes. Supporting her well, Lou Brown and Stella Beck, 5 apiece for the Queens. Taking us to the assists, Michaela Cann and Mackenzie Forbes, 3 apiece. I'd like to see a little bit more ball movement from the Queens. Try and penetrate the defense with that pass, create for others. A lot of one-on-one basketball for them right now. As we head to the defensive end of things, Tamara Key equaling the blocks of the Pouākai between Rabati and Rydell. Before we finish on the steals, overall turnovers, 2 for each team, so not a lot of turnovers whatsoever in this game, but apparently a lot more steals.
That's
sorry, I got that stat wrong. 6 turnovers for the Pouākai, 5 for the Tokomanawa Queens, and that's where you see all 5 of those turnovers for the Queens coming on steals.
I must admit, the look on your face of surprise there was pretty good.
I was very surprised.
Great crowd in attendance for this one. Now, MVP. Game MVP continues through the finals, of course, and this is what we're looking at halftime at the moment. So there's the QR code. It's halftime. There's a long way to go.
I think Haley's playing great, but that sounds like that sounds like the Rydells in Indianapolis are getting in on the action on this one. Well, Michaela Cann, the only other person receiving votes right now.
Yeah, maybe they are. I hope you're all well over in the States. Hello to all of our viewers through ESPN3. Today, tonight, tomorrow, yesterday, wherever you are, right around the world on FIBA YouTube as well.
Can we get some Forbes and Florencia Chagas votes out there?
You ask and you will receive. QR code on screen, fun and free. Some Sal's pizzas up for grabs, and you can have your vote right throughout the second half of semi-final number 1. Halfway down, Kahu and the Phi coming your way tomorrow. More on that after this break. Pouākai lead by 6. Welcome back to the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Final 4, semi-final 1 tonight. Pouākai lead by 6 at the half. Semi-final 2 coming your way from 3 p.m. local time here in New Zealand tomorrow. Kahu up against the Phi from Event Finder Stadium. Grab your tickets. That'll be an absolute beauty. And just like tonight, Casey Frank, the winner through to next Sunday's grand final. Pouākai win tonight, they host the grand final. Queens win tonight. The winner of tomorrow's game, Kahu and the Phi, will host next week's grand final. What are you expecting tomorrow afternoon?
It's going to be a real contrast of teams in different variants of form. The Kahu have been sliding to finish the season. The Phi have been cresting. They're finally healthy, and they certainly have the talent to get the win. When I look at the way those two teams playing, I got to lean towards the Phi because they've been playing better basketball right now. I like the way that they're playing as a collective, and with the speed that they have, it's going to be a big chore for the Kahu to get back defensively in transition.
Just about set to go. Second half here tonight at Cowles Stadium. Telling stat between these two teams, the Pouākai have 4 players who have played and started every single game this season. The Queens do not have one who has started and played every game this season. Underway, Rynell, way too much space inside. Key did get a hand to it, yeah. She's got 3 blocks.
Well, Rynell wanted some contact there. It was clean on Key, possibly Lou Brown underneath was a little bit more active.
Lou Brown, just the 2 points in the game. Horston has 4. Early foul trouble for her. Dumps it inside to Key. She's fouled by McGoldrick.
They are making a very conscious effort to get Tamari Key involved in this game. We haven't seen the Queens go towards their woman in the middle this often too many times this season, and certainly not for the long stretches. But getting her involved can maybe cause that defense of the Pouākai to contract a little bit and find a little bit of freedom on the driving angles as she hits the first from the Chemist Warehouse.
1 of 3 from the stripe tonight. Tamari Key, 1 of 3 Lady Vols in this Queens team. She's 2 of 4. The Queens get the opening points of this second half. Margin back to 4. Let's see what the Pouākai come out with to start this second half. Brown, very good in the first half. She's got 10 in the game. Rynell can hit a 3. There you go.
That is how you get Tamari Key out of the paint. You set up in the corner and forced to come out. A decent challenge, but because of the gap that she's given up initially, even her wingspan isn't able to get to that shot.
Double watch Hayley Rynell at the moment. Horston wants it inside. Close attention from Cassandra Brown. Dumps it through to Park on the turnaround. Loose ball off hands. McGoldrick snaffles it up.
Nice cut by Park there from the opposite side, but they can't get the finish. Beautiful pass by Michaela Can.
So quick up the floor as well. Back to back. Rynell, big foul underneath. That'll be against... Oh, no, it's not. Well, I thought the whistle was for the foul for Can coming through.
Baseline official changed the foul call, though. I think that should have been a foul, and I think Ryan Jones comes in from the sides to help Regan Ashley. The contact was off the Queens, but a little extracurricular activity from McGoldrick coming in and Michaela Kahn there, I think is what keeps the Queens possession. Good piece of officiating, I think, by the court officials there.
Margin out to 7. Game high margin tonight has been 9 in the first quarter to the Pouākai. Horston misses the runner.
Great defense by Michaela Kahn there. Comes up and just closes that gap. Horston thought she had a layup. She had to go with an in-between game on the runner.
I think Forbes is sensing an opportunity here. Up and in. She adds another 2.
Every time Stella Beck guards her, she attacks her in the post. She slows it down and tries to get in deep. She likes the strength advantage she has in that matchup.
Game high 14 points for Mackenzie Forbes. If you missed the earlier stat, this season Mackenzie Forbes, her average points against the Kahu, the Phi and the Hoi Ho is 14.5 points. Her average score against the Queens in 3 games this season is 30 points.
That's a bit of a bump.
It's a bit of a bump.
She is fired up to come up against this Tokomanawa Queen side. And sometimes as a player, you just feel comfortable against certain oppositions. And that seems to be the case here.
Equal game high margin of 9 right now, early in the third. Horston just trying to get going. Receives from Key on the jumper. Another one misses. Offensive rebound. Lou Brown surrounded inside. She gets the drop off the glass.
Michaela Can goes down hard there. A little surprised she doesn't get a flop warning. Not a lot of activity from Lou Brown to send her down there.
Just the second basket of the game for Lou Brown to go with her 7 assists. Rynell. Forbes, shot clock at 7. Look out. She usually does something magical. Stepping back on key. And there it is, the magician at work, Mackenzie Forbes.
I know Stella Beck, we have a timeout to the Queens here, and I understand that Stella Beck is Defensive Player of the Year, but if I'm Tanya Tupu, I'm putting Jordan Horston on Mackenzie Forbes. I want her athleticism and length challenging those shots. Despite the foul trouble she had early in the first half, I'm going to look to switch up that matchup because Mackenzie Forbes looking very comfortable against our Defensive Player of the Year, Stella Beck, right now.
6-point margin at the half, now out to 9. 7:15 to go in this third quarter. And Forbes moves to 16. Been a wonderful season. Season number 3 in the Tauihi. So many stars coming to New Zealand to play in this competition. A bump in pay, a move of the season, lots of media attention, and some great Kiwis playing on home soil as well. Grand final next Sunday afternoon, December 22, also live on Sky Open here in New Zealand. It'll cap off what has been a memorable 2024.
Quick look at the stats, a 9-point differential in the ball game. And you can look at one stat that lines it up perfectly. The Pouākai, 6 for 17 from deep at 35%. The Queens, 3 for 12 at 25%. Those 3 shots, that's the difference in this game right now. The proficiency of the Pouākai from deep. And a big part of that, for me, is Haley Rynell hitting a couple of those. She's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Mackenzie Forbes, 2 for 4 as well. No other player has hit more than 1. So those 2 carrying the load from beyond the arc.
Chagas onto the floor now. Tamari Key takes a seat out of that timeout. Here is Florencia Chagas, grand final MVP of 2022. Gets inside, too much on it, falls to Beck, nowhere to go underneath. Swings it back out to Chagas from the corner for 3, well short off the hand. Oh, Brown gets it to go again. She might get it to Stella Beck. She does. Under pressure, another miss for the Queens.
Well, excellent effort by the Queens, but they can't get the finish. And now it's Mackenzie Forbes doing damage in transition.
Well, this will be a killer blow. Look at that. Pass to Brown. Margin at 11.
She just has such an excellent feel for the game right now. She's such an offensive threat. All eyes are on her, and she uses that to her advantage to get the assist to Brown.
Season on the line right now for the Queens as Lou Brown misses from deep.
Quick trigger when you're down 11.
Oh, Mackenzie Forbes, if you don't mind.
And now down 14. And it's just like that, the momentum has shifted in this building. The Pouākai taking command.
Out to 14. And yet again, the Queens are the bunny for Mackenzie Forbes. Lighting it up. Horston, Chagas set for 3, drains it.
Well, they needed that desperately. And maybe that's the spark in this third quarter that gets the offense going. 7 points in the quarter for the Queens now.
Horston now on Forbes. There's the change you asked for. Can down low. Beck with the reach around.
Didn't see that left hand from my angle, but normally when you get that steal in the post, that's what's being called. You're grabbing the hip to try and get away with it and twisting around, take another look at it, and there you see it. She's got that left hand on the back of Brown, and sometimes you can get away with it, sometimes you can't. That time, Stella Beck doesn't get benefit of the doubt.
Well, you asked for that defensive change up, Horston to Forbes. The question is, has it come too late? Margin at 11. Loose ball underneath. Forbes, Horston in front of her. Different matchup now. Great pass inside, but she stepped on the baseline, Ezra McGoldrick.
Now, the 4 other Queens not guarding Mackenzie Forbes can't ball watch. You have to trust Jordan Horston to guard her one-on-one on the perimeter. If she gets a clear lane and you're rotating then, that's different. But from that strong side pass there, Ji-Hoon Park has to pay closer attention to her defensive assignment. You can't get beaten backdoor for easy layups.
Let's also talk about the job Forbes is doing at on Horston at the other end. Horston's 1 of 9. Chagas in and out. That would have been handy for the Queens.
Chasing the threes, still chasing the threes. Looking to get going from deep, and now they're 4 for 16 from beyond the arc.
Forbes on the switch. Ji-Hoon Park reaching in. Lou Brown. Just getting back to Mackenzie Forbes, singing her praises at the moment offensively. 19 in the game, but defensively, she's done a bit of a job as well.
I think it's a collective for the Pouākai on Horston. We've seen a lot of players go through, but she's got the assignment right now, and you love to see that when one of your leaders offensively is willing to take on that challenge. And she's got a great frame to guard Horston. She's got good size, good quickness, and I think a little bit more strength as well to keep her from dominating on the drives.
Brown unable to control it down low.
Nice play, would have been a really deep catch. I think Cassandra Brown just takes her eye off the ball for a second.
Telling 4.5 minutes coming up in this semi-final.
4.5 minutes here for the Queens. They got to be, oh, that's a travel she gets away with. They got to be eyeing 5 points. They got to be thinking, if we can get to 5, we're riding this game. And the Pouākai, as it gets a little closer down to 9, want to keep on doing it, but the turnovers,
couple there, yep.
Turnovers, that's the last. This offense has been ridiculously efficient in the half court. But there they pick up their 9th turnover of the ball game, and 2 consecutively.
And just as you talk about the turnovers, Paul Flynn on the sidelines telling his team to settle down. Chagas, Queens would love back-to-back baskets here. Lou Brown, tough night in the office for her. Rynell.
That could have been I didn't know where that elbow went, but the toughness of Rynell in the post. She says no.
Can they get something out of it?
3
no.
turnovers in a row for the Pouākai right now. If things go sour for them, they can circle this moment.
Big shot, Chagas. Can't finish. And there's a foul on the baseline here against the Queens. Timeout called by the Pouākai. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
I'm not sure if it got in. It looked from the angle. We couldn't quite tell. I saw the elbow come by. If that was contact to the chin, it should have been a foul. But maybe the officials didn't have the angle much like we did. Timeout to the Pouākai. I think Coach Paul Flynn's going to say one thing right now. Hold on to the ball.
Settle down.
What are we
There's
doing?
that replay right there. That's a better angle.
Good no call. Good no call. That's just normal contact in the game. She's just turning. Brown's trying to get in the way.
Queens on a 5-zip run, but from those 3 turnovers, they've only scored once. So they haven't put the sword from those 3 turnovers to the Pouākai. But they are on a little bit of a mini run here. 3:44 left to play in the 3rd.
And you mentioned that. Points on turnovers, surprisingly not in the Pouākai favor. 4 points off turnovers for the Pouākai and 9 for the Queens right now.
Leading scorer in the game, Mackenzie Forbes. She's been brilliant again tonight against the Queens.
10 turnovers for the Pouākai, just 5 for the Queens. But it hasn't mattered. It hasn't taken care of the basketball, hasn't been able to give the Queens that offensive lift they so desperately need. Where can they find one? Where can they find a little bit more efficiency? And what do the Pouākai do now? They've been trying to force passes a little bit. Where do they feel most comfortable on offense to get a bucket and get back on track on this possession?
Well, it feels like those 3 early fouls tonight has really knocked the wind out of Jordan Horston. Just 4 points in the game, 1 of 9 shooting. She's one the Queens would be desperate to get going down the stretch in this contest. Forbes, another turnover.
Turnovers in a row.
Now, can the Queens make them pay? Horston found a way through, left it short on the jump.
I think a good no call. Didn't see a ton of contact there.
Just picked the ball up early on the drive, didn't she? And again, the Queens unable to make the Pouākai pay from those turnovers. Now Brown turns on the 3.
Big shot. Cassandra Brown at times has been this team's best offensive player this season. And when things were just starting to dry up there, she got a splash from beyond the arc.
And for those missed opportunities off turnovers, Case, Queens now find themselves down by 12.
And with 4 turnovers in a row, that could have very easily been a 1-point game if they were able to come down and execute. But offensively, I don't see the plan right now. I don't see where this team knows where they want to attack. It's a little bit of taking turns right now. They don't have an advantage that they're able to milk consistently.
Horston to Park. Unable to convert from the wing. Brown did well to knock it back to Horston. In and out.
Lou Brown's been excellent on the glass here in the second half, but her work rate has not been able to make a dent in that score.
8 rebounds in the game for the league's top rebounder, Lou Brown. Game high 15-point margin if that goes down.
All the Pouākai fives have the green light to shoot on key when they have the opportunity.
Stella Beck.
That's a good step.
Really good step inside.
And that's her move. She loves that little step through to the left hand. Everybody expects the righty to finish on the right, but she's very comfortable when she gets that footwork going to go the other way.
Rynell, good defense. Lou Brown, Rabati, deep 2, Horston rebound.
I like the late challenges by Key on Rabati. That's a shot you can give up right now if you're the Queens.
Here is Tamari Key inside, again deep off the glass. Lou Brown on the putback.
9th rebound, gets it done for Lou Brown, and now the Queens have a little bit of momentum. And the Pouākai drying up, the offense just losing its way a bit. Why not give the ball back to Forbes and see what she can do?
Back to 8. Fantastic drive by Cassie Brown.
Well, Tamari Key has to offer a bit more resistance there. She's in no woman's land. Not guarding the corner and not stepping up to take away that drive. As Cassandra Brown's driving at Key, she needs to slide over and take away that shot and let the three-point shot in the corner happen if it happens.
And Cassie Brown is probably a player we haven't spoken enough about tonight. 17.7 rebounds now.
Been so effective and efficient. 5 for 11 from the field, or 6 to 12 from the field, sorry. Charge on Park.
Offensive foul, yep, Jihoon Park. Need to see that again.
Illegal screen over there. I was looking not in that area, so.
Her 4th foul of the game.
This is one I can't comment on.
Well.
Probably a good call, I'm sure. Benefit of the doubt always goes to the whistle puffers.
I do appreciate the grin on your face, by the way.
What are you talking? Don't sell me out. Don't sell me out.
Here's Cassandra Brown. Maybe it was the grin on my face. Now, there's a foul underneath here. Is this? Oh, here's the replay, by the way, of the offensive foul. Right there.
She's got the arms up, but come on, let that one go. I don't like that whistle, personally.
And I think Tamari Key's been picked up at the other end. So is that the bonus? It is. Pouākai's going to go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe here. Back-to-back fouls against the Queens.
Queens did a better job here in the third quarter of not fouling, but get these 2 on back-to-back possessions late, and that's back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Here's Haley Rynell. What a game from her tonight. 13 points, 8 rebounds, a couple of blocks. And just an absolute workhorse, isn't she?
Work rate for this Pouākai team has been building all season long. And it's not down to one player. It is a collective, but you'd be hard-pressed to look at anybody in this league that works harder than Haley Rynell.
Horston and Key trying to team up again. Beck gets after it. Stella Beck and Haley Rynell. That is guts and determination right there.
Well, Rynell just won't be denied. Look at her chase after this ball. Beck's in there too. But Rynell says, you ain't in the same weight class. Give me that rock.
And a great call by Brad Clive there as well. Just letting the 2 stars go at it. Queens get possession. They have got to make the best of the next 44 seconds.
Yeah, Brad Clive polices the action very well there.
Horston. Can she find some confidence late? Tamari Key just getting in the way there. I reckon.
Is that going to be an offensive foul?
I reckon there might be an offensive foul here.
Brad Clive called the offensive, but I think on the baseline, Ryan Jones has a shot.
There you go. Tamari Key with the offensive foul. Let's have a look at it again.
23. They said Jordan Horston. They just called that on Jordan Horston, but that shouldn't be Jordan Horston. That should be Tamari Key. They called it on the wrong player.
Well, they have fixed it up on the scoreboard, so maybe the error has been fixed up. It is Tamari Key. That's her 4th. Wouldn't mind seeing that again and getting your opinion, Case.
I'm always with the bigs.
Yeah, that's true. Now there's a green. Now there's a green.
Let the bigs play. It's not her fault. She's bigger than everybody. Come on now.
Oh, fantastic.
Let the lady move.
Good to have a laugh heading into three-quarter time. Margin of 12. Michaela Can's been really good. So too has Brown pulled up for the treble there. That won't count.
Well, turnovers, certainly a thorn in the side of the Pouākai this quarter, but it hasn't mattered. Nice job there by Lou Brown of bodying up, staying tight defensively in the airspace of Cassandra Brown.
Question is, based on what we've seen, Case, is 12 too big a margin here for the Queens?
I mean, based on what we've seen, yes. The thing about this Queens team, though, is we when they're their best, which they haven't been yet today, it's not.
Florencia Chagas misses everything. Beck's got to go late on the shot clock here. There's that step. You talked about it a couple of minutes ago with Stella Beck.
Just excellent patience. You know, she's not the highest flyer. She doesn't, you know, blind you with athleticism, but she's sneaky quick and smart. And we've seen really nice footwork on a couple of plays here in the quarter. That time just gets tripped up by Rhinell. I think she picks up her second, and she does.
Gee, they need some captain's makes here. That one doesn't go down.
And the strike, we're back to the free throw percentages. Not too bad in favor of the Pouākai right now. They've each made 9. Oh, that was a bucket you had to have.
Queens miss ample opportunity on the buzzer. And that'll do us to three-quarter time. Lou Brown incensed at mid-court with Ryan Jones.
Sounds like she's saying she got hit in the head.
But right now, after 3, the Mainland Pouākai have 1 foot in next week's grand final. They're out by 12. Can they finish it off? And we will be back here next Sunday for the decider. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium, a quarter to play in semi-final number 1. And Case, the Pouākai out by 12. Got out by as much as 15, but gee, they look good. They look really, really good from here.
Could be. What else is looking good? 25% off any large pizza.
Your favorite.
But here come the Queens. Transition. That could be a way to just find a little bit of a slip up in this defensive effort of the Pouākai, but Horson can't get that one.
Shooting percentage tonight. Great pass, Michaela Can. There's a foul there. Shooting percentage tonight, 44% for the Pouākai. The Queens are down on, I think they've dropped even further now to 31% in total from the field.
Yeah, it's been a tough one. 21% from deep, 36% from deep for the Pouākai, and 48% from 2. As we take a look at the MVP vote, Haley Rhinell leading the way, and I have no issue with that.
Yep.
She's been fantastic tonight, as has Mackenzie Forbes. And Florencia Chagas and Ji-Hoon Park have certainly carried most of that load offensively for the Queens up to this point in the ball game. But MVPs get formed in fourth quarters. And this is what comes down to a 14-point lead. Right now seems insurmountable. Queens just but do they have a way to dig deep and find a way?
Well, they need those to go down. Brown, offensive glass. Can she get going? Block McGoldrick. Loose ball.
Shot blocker in the lead, gets it done again. Got to get it up quick.
Park with 1 on the clock. They won't do it. They will not do it, the Queens. This defensive performance tonight by the Pouākai has been top-notch.
Well, they're so switchy. They don't care who guards who. They have no fear about getting switched on or somebody posting up one of their guards or one of their bigs getting taken out to the perimeter. Everybody's on a string. The rotations there are fantastic. The ball's going side to side, and the Pouākai never got lost.
Michaela Can, she is just a wizard with the pass.
And the Queens have been getting murdered on the backdoors out of the corner. They're just overplaying those corners, and it's not coming to fruition for them in a good way.
And that was an early shot taken by Lou Brown as well. Opening 4 points of this last quarter to the Pouākai. That lead out to 16, it's never been higher. Forbes, well, this will be interesting. Drew contact. She's going to head to the Chemist Warehouse.
Well, Lou Brown tries to just really force her way into this call, but just not a nice shifty move there by Mackenzie Forbes, so the contact isn't directly on into the chest. Timeout to the Queens.
Well, they need it. No doubt they need it. Opening points in this last quarter going the way of the home team. The Phi and the Kahu watching on tonight. They play in semi-final 2 tomorrow afternoon. Live on Sky Sport right around the world. ESPN in the United States. FIBA YouTube globally. 3 p.m. tip-off local time here in New Zealand. The winner of that one seemingly will be coming down here to Christchurch next Sunday, December the 22nd. Some Queens fans in the stands. They've got a lot of work to do from here. The Phi and the Kahu tomorrow, but what about tonight? What are they thinking watching right now? What are they thinking of this Pouākai team in particular?
Well, first and foremost, neither team's thinking about this game just yet.
True.
They better be focused on tomorrow's game. But when they look at the film and they take a look at it up to this point, what they're seeing on the Pouākai is a very switchy team that's not giving you up much on the penetration. So if I'm coaching, if I'm looking at that, I'm saying, how can we shift this defense so we can get penetration? With the pass, with the dribble, we have to find ways. And offensively, they're so unselfish. They're really doing a nice job of passing the ball, moving without the basketball, making themselves available when their players get stuck. To get the opportunity, and it's different things for different teams. Like the Phi, they're going to look at this Pouākai squad and feel very confident. They're like, we have the speed to be able to go. We have the personnel up front and McSpadden to give them trouble. Conversely, the Kahu probably look more at the Queens as a team that we feel like we can be successful against because of the way that Rynell and Cassandra Brand run that floor. It is difficult for Panina Davidson and for Amari Thomas to keep that pace for 40 minutes. So, you know, styles make fights, and I have no doubt that that's going to be the same thing for the championship game as well.
Hayley Rynell still leading that mixandpick.com game MVP at the moment. No doubt her parents back in Indianapolis are watching on. Hello to Kerry and Jeff, Lisa and Scott. They'll be enjoying what they're seeing at the moment. And there's a foul on the baseline. That's against Stella Beck.
It's quick shots. Has been a symptom of what's wrong with the Queens team all season long. When you get down 16, you really have no choice. You can't really work it around for 24 seconds, but you have to find a way to create high-quality shots in a short amount of time.
Can I ask you about the Queens season? Midway, they were 5 wins, 2 losses. Top of the ladder, they won 1 of their last 5 before tonight.
Well, I think part of that comes in the fact that then they play the Pouākai twice on the end of that, and the Pouākai are a team that have their number. You know, they match up with them really well.
Just going to change out a molten basketball here by the looks of it.
I'll tell you what, when I was leading the ball game, I never liked when the ball got switched. If I was on the team up and you change that ball out, I was doing everything I could to let's get it back. Clean up that first ball.
Get it back.
Can we get that first ball back in here? Or is this just there's something karmatically that can shift, and we see a little turnover right away.
Look at you, Chagas. Well, if they put this down, you might have some Queens fans cheering on your theory. Here's Ji-Hoon Park. Again, searching for something, up and in. Penetration.
The Queens, offensively to me, have been so much better when they're patient and they get those paint cat touches either with the pass or with the penetration. This time, Ji-Hoon Park finishes beautifully.
So basket out of the timeout for the Queens. Shot clock at 8 here. It's in good hands. Mackenzie Forbes. She gets on the drive. Look at Rynell get after it. Beck comes up in the end.
Got numbers. They got to push it.
And they do. To Park. Nowhere to go. Dumps it back into Stella Beck. Back-to-back baskets.
Back-to-back baskets off back-to-back turnovers. This is the same change in energy we saw at the start of in the third quarter. Queens couldn't take advantage. But 2 turnovers here, 2 buckets, suddenly within striking distance again.
Oh, big push there. Mackenzie Forbes right in front of Ryan Jones.
3 turnovers in a row. It is dried up. Sean Rabati checking into the game now. Coach Paul Flynn looking for a little bit of energy.
Have a look at this. Coin official's not going to miss this.
Well, good sell. Put yourself in excellent position. You feel that when you feel 2 hands on a push, that's when you try and sell it. Because that's obvious. The referees see those hands and they see you fall down. It makes it an easy call for them to blow.
Queens get a basket here. That'll be 3 in a row. And you're switching the molten ball out theory is running red hot. Lou Brown can't get it to go. Gets it back to Horston, to Beck. Beck through traffic. 3 in a row, Queens.
And look how much better the ball movement is. Oh, Rynell goes down with the calf. Oh, that's bad.
Felt it straight away, didn't she? Hopefully it's only a cramp.
She said it's a cramp. And they're stretching it out now. So thank goodness for the Pouākai. That's not a tear, but a cramp right now almost as bad. We mentioned earlier a hot day here in Christchurch. You wouldn't be used to having to hydrate to the level you need to hydrate to counter it. And if Rynell is affected on a cramp here, you see it hits immediately. This is going to be big for the Queens because she's going to keep playing. And she's going to come back in the game after getting this stretched out. But with her on the bench, their most effective weapon in the low post has now been blunted.
So they've scored the last 3 baskets, the Queens. They've brought it back to 10. And this is a huge play right now for the Pouākai. They've dominated this one tonight.
The Pouākai have to get a good look this time. It doesn't have to be a make, but they need a better possession than they've had the last 3 times down the court. That's who you go to when you need it.
They want Forbes. They get Forbes, and she's travelled. Happy feet, Mackenzie Forbes, and another turnover.
Well, Chagas giving up a bit of size there, but not giving up too much strength. Does well in the post. Mackenzie Forbes feeling that contact, shuffles the feet a bit. And now a chance to cut it to single digits.
15 turnovers tonight for the Pouākai. Horston, Ji-Hoon Park drains the 3. We're back to 7.
Oh, the tension is palpable here in Cowles Stadium as the Queen side is fired up. They feel the momentum shift, and now they're trying to catch up with this Pouākai side.
Dare I say it, earlier this season, Queens led by 19 points with 12 minutes to play, and the Pouākai stormed home. Are we seeing the reverse of it tonight? Forbes with the miss. Park on the go. If there's a score here, the Pouākai will have a timeout, and there is!
Wow.
Wowee! Look at this Queens team come to life. We're back to 5 points.
Well, welcome to the party, Tokomanawa.
Timeout, Pouākai. What a run by the Queens.
What a shift in momentum. 7 points the difference.
Is it 7 or 5? It's 5. There you go.
Points have just come up now. 5 points the difference, and a chance to make it 4. And this is the conversation we were just having, Justin.
Wow.
Based on the way they were playing, no, I don't see it. But if there's a team that can find their form.
Look at this, and they believe it.
They're in. It doesn't take much to make you a believer, just a couple of buckets, and apparently 5 stops in a row.
Can I just say 2 words? Finals basketball.
There it is.
How good is it? How good is it?
You love what you've seen from the Queens, not quitting, staying in the fight. and working their way back here in this fourth quarter. An 11-4 run to start things. And keyed by ball movement. Yet Ji-Hoon Park has certainly been the standout in terms of finishing. But that ball's being passed around. Everybody's touching it. And before this game, I did mention Ji-Hoon Park as a player. If she's up at 18, 19, 22 points, that I thought would give the Queens a chance to win.
Guess where she is?
18 points right now.
18 points.
Of course, saying that, I thought Jordan Horston was going to have 25 at the time. It doesn't always go to script, but you have to have players step up when it doesn't. And right now, Ji-Hoon Park is that woman for the Queens.
And a chance to bring it back to 4. She's 83% from the Chemist Warehouse this season. Usually shops well, misses that, goes deep. Brown eventually took it out of the hands of Beck. Now the Pouākai need something right now. They have to respond out of this timeout.
Well, they're already playing with better pace than we've seen the last 4 or 5 possessions, and straight into the post.
Rabadi, pass loose into the hands of Horston. The Queens are on the run. Horston, Beck, Park, inside, Brown, another 2.
That is 6 straight stops for the Queens. 4 of those, or 4 of those turnovers.
Cannot believe what we're seeing.
And a different team offensively the Queens are right now. So much more unselfish. Quick shot by McGoldrick.
Looked nervous, didn't she? Rynell about to come back in.
And this is the player that's been the difference for the Pouākai today. Maybe not dominant on the stat sheet, but dominant in the effort categories. And she has to come back in and work off this cramp and be dominant again.
This game is alive. Cassandra Brown from downtown.
And it's been Cassandra Brown with the last 2 buckets for the Pouākai. 2 big threes, and that's the difference in the ball game right now.
What a game for her tonight. The Canadian has 22. Through traffic, Horston to Chagas. Loose ball. Who's it going to fall to? Cahan picks it up.
Excellent penetration by Horston there. Chagas can't get it. I thought she kicked that.
Chagas, big block. McGoldrick. What a play, Ezra McGoldrick.
Well, Chagas picks that pocket very nicely, but I thought there was a trip of the ball there. And normally that's an easy call. You can't purposely kick the basketball like that. And it looked a little bit like she tripped.
I was going to say, not only did she get the basketball with her foot, she also got the leg of Michaela Can. It's going to be a Queen's ball, though, underneath. That Cassandra Brown 3, in fact, back-to-back baskets, huge in the context of this game.
Back-to-back over 9 possessions, but big nonetheless.
Horston to Brown, that one flat and long. 4:31 to play.
Queens need to keep attacking the basket. Don't settle for threes. Don't let the Pouākai off the hook. And I say the same to the Pouākai. Get to the rim.
They've responded. Top seeds of the season. Rynell, long off the hand, loose ball. Horston starting to become influential. Jordan Horston.
Look how many defenders line her up when she comes down.
On the spin, on the give, on the make. The Lady Vols teaming up. Lou Brown with the basket.
I just love the awareness. She's thinking shot the whole time, but Lou Brown moves well without the basketball. Rynell thinking rebound. Horston thinks assist.
Lou Brown double-double now. 10 points, 15 rebounds. 11 offensive rebounds for Lou Brown. 11.
Look at the effort of Ji-Hoon Park in the post against the much taller Ezra McGoldrick. Forces another turnover.
Oh, Brown gave up the 3, handed it off to the Korean, Ji-Hoon Park. And there's a whistle here. I think we're going to clean the court up at the other end.
Yeah, it's a little wet down there.
Just want to get back to Lou Brown. 10 points, 15 rebounds, 11 offensive boards for the best rebounder in the competition this season.
This is a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter, Justin. This is a 16-point lead that has come all the way back to 4.
It is so reminiscent of their game earlier this season, but the script has been flipped.
You're just wondering, are the Pouākai going to be able to hang on? Because it's about hanging on right now. They look like they just don't have the same juice they had early in this game, except for Cassandra Brown. She's got a lot of juice.
Forbes, Horston working overtime right now. Chagas comes in to help out, and there's another turnover.
Well, Ji-Hoon Park had the cross-court pass if it could have got made. She was open.
Turnover number 19 for the Pouākai. Horston deep 2. Can't get it to go.
A decent shot, not a great shot, but a decent look. You'd be happy with Jordan Horston taking that, yeah.
Oh, now there's a foul here underneath. Beck had front position in the end, but I think she's going to get pinged for the foul.
Yeah, it's definitely a whistle on Stella Beck. She picks up her 5th personal foul.
And that's the 4th team foul for the Queens.
Heading back to the free throw percentages. 11 for 14 for the Pouākai. They missed their last 2. 9 for 16 for the Queens.
Queens have only led once in this game, and when they did, the Pouākai had the answers. I know the Pouākai are slowing down, Case, but the Queens still need to do something special to win this game from here.
Beck's fouled out.
Well, it's showing 5, or is it 6?
Oh, she's got 1 to go.
Of course, it's 6 fouls in Tauihi, but the scoreboard doesn't show
it doesn't
six
show
fouls here.
It shows 5.
So let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats. Currently showing Stella Beck at 5.
Yeah, she's on 5. The officiating crew confused by the board that has a flashing red light on the 5th foul.
Well, to be fair, you've only got to count the dots, don't you? Don't say anything.
Confuse me.
Cassandra Brown with the look.
Queens need a great possession here with 3 minutes left in the ball game.
Got to score here to get their confidence back up and going. They've had a big last quarter. Jihoon Park has been a key part of it. And again, a miss.
Same shot. The Pouākai are giving up that little mid-range jump shot. If I'm the Queens, I want deeper penetration than that.
Can the Pouākai respond? Michaela can. Oh, look at the back cut and the pass. Brown, how good have those 2 teamed up tonight?
Cassandra Brown, with her off-ball cutting, has been phenomenal. Always making herself available. Lou Brown just watches the ball, doesn't see her Cassandra Brown on the cut.
I know Hayley Rynell is leading the MVP.
Right.
That goes in. Chugas for 2 and the bonus at the Chemist Warehouse.
I thought that might have been an offensive foul. Didn't have a great angle on it, but Chagas' aggressiveness rewarded. Getting to the basket, getting the contact, the end one opportunity. Spins around. Michaela Khan doesn't have the strength to keep Chagas from getting where she wants to go. And a chance now to cut it to a single possession game.
Game MVP, Rynell leading with 30% at the moment. Chagas puts it down. We're back to 3. Well, she's had a good game as well, hasn't she?
Late, she has been fantastic.
1 possession ball game, semi-final action. Red hot. Queens defensively have been superb in this last quarter.
Remember, both teams still have their player timeout to use if they want it.
18-9 run. Park spinning, hands it off. Horston off the glass for 2.
Cutting without the basketball has been the most important play for either team today. The movement, when their teammates need it most, have been what's created the opportunities. What do the Pouākai do now?
20-9 last quarter, Queens.
Go to Cassandra Brown and let her go to work.
1-point ball game, 80 seconds to play. Grand final berth on the line. Late shot, it's going to be a travel. It is. Rynell with the travel. Queens are searching for their 3rd successive grand final. Pouākai for their 1st.
If I'm the Queens, I'm calling a timeout here. I want a great possession. Paul Flynn's thinking if the Queens score, I'm getting the timeout because that's what I want. I want this possession to matter.
Pouākai have a foul to give as well. Massive play here. Horston, the WNBA star, it falls to Brown. Up and no, can't finish. Rebound Beck. Good block, McGoldrick. Beck goes again and finishes.
Stella Beck. That's going to be a timeout for the Pouākai. And the Queens, who have been leading this game.
Can you believe it?
All of 1 possession. 1 possession today. They were up with 1 minute left, have clawed their way back from 16 down to take the lead.
Amazing.
Phenomenal effort.
22-9 last quarter. The Pouākai, 20 turnovers in the game.
They switched the ball. The karma went with it.
Matt, you called it. You called it with 8 minutes to play. Wow. Well, what do the Pouākai do here? Paul Flynn, Coach of the Year, has marshalled his troops.
Well, it's whatever the play is, it's got to finish with those cuts from the corners, because those have been slicing and dicing this defense of the Queens up all night long. What we haven't seen in this fourth quarter very much of is Mackenzie Forbes. They have not been able to get her the ball.
Hasn't scored in the last quarter. Yep.
She's had a couple of opportunities, especially early, but they've gone away from it. They've gone to Cassandra Brown the last few minutes. Cassandra Brown, 24 points, 12 rebounds. She's got 2 assists as well.
Stella Beck, 13 points, 11 rebounds in the game, and a couple of steals.
Superlative performances all over the court. I feel like this one's going to seesaw back and forth in this last minute. I don't think this is the last lead change that we're going to have.
Well, this is what you play for. In 59.4 seconds, season over for a team, grand final berth for the other. There's going to be tears of joy and tears of despair in the not too distant future. Pouākai have been overrun. They trail by 1 now after being up by 16. Can they do something special out of that timeout? The Aussie point guard brings it back out. Great hands, Stella Beck.
Interesting, they were going as McGoldrick on that.
Got to get it across the half here.
They do.
Wow.
Just in time.
Wow.
Just in time. Got the lead. Remember, Pouākai with the foul to give.
31 to play. Jihun Park has been exceptional in this game. Corner, Beck on the drive. Big block. No, it's a foul. Ezra McGoldrick with the foul. Stella Beck comes down hard.
She doesn't feel good. She's shaking. She got smashed in the head.
And she is one of the toughest competitors.
Can't go onto the court just yet to grab her. Because if she, well, once the physio's on the court to see her, she's going to have to get subbed off, so someone else is going to shoot this.
Who's the best foul shooter on the sidelines? Jacinta Beckley, 80%.
Jacinta Beckley hasn't played in a long time.
She's the best one sitting there. Lauren Hippolyte has only put up a couple of shots from the foul line this season. She hasn't missed. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jacinta Beckley.
The Queens using the entirety of the shot clock that time. Excellent patience shown. Ezra McGoldrick gets the ball up high, but the follow-through must have connected with the head. I was a bit blocked by activity. Take another look at it. There it comes. And
oh, right at the end.
Yeah,
right at the end. Whoa. And you can see the pain on Stella Beck's face.
Just an awkward fall there. That's concerning.
That is concerning.
To me, what that looks, you don't want to guess with a player like that, but possibly a stinger, where you're just moving, your body's moving in one way and it goes the other direction. Those can just be inflamed down your entire back. But
can I go back the other end? Stella Beck defensively. Defensive player of the year. That deflection has put the Queens in this position at the other end to shoot for 2.
I mean, a phenomenal couple of possessions for her. And let's not forget that she scores the bucket as well. That puts them up. The captain, the glue.
22-9 last quarter.
The exact opposite of the way that the season started between these two teams.
Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. The first time these two teams played this season, Queens led by 19 points with 12 minutes to play, and they were steamrolled down the stretch. And we have seen the exact opposite here tonight.
Stella Beck gets up and is walking off.
Well, she's as tough as they come.
Gingerly, but she's walking off, which is a fantastic sign.
So it is going to be Jacinta Beckley who comes in here. All-Star 5 in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. She's an experienced campaigner. She's 80% from the Chemist Warehouse this season.
Stella needs help to walk off the court. This is really concerning for her, but Jacinta Beckley can't think about that. She has to think about icing this game.
Pressure here. Such a hard situation.
So tough. So tough.
Second shot. 23.2 to play. Beckley misses. Rebound. 12th offensive rebound for Lou Brown. BNZ player timeout. Chuggas called it straight away.
That's such a heads-up play. I like it and I don't like it for 2 reasons.
20.7 on the clock.
When I'm only up 1 point here, let yourself get fouled and go into that, because that's what they were going to do. They're just going to foul you, and then you have that player timeout in your pocket just in case they make a bucket. But You know exactly what you're going to play. Who do you want the ball to go to? Who do you want shooting these free throws? Because the Pouakai will most likely foul.
Ji-Hoon Park, the best free throw shooter on the court right now. To Chagas. Doubled, fouled. So it's going to be Florencia Chagas headed to the Chemist Warehouse. They want an unsportsmanlike foul.
You got to be allowed to foul at the end of the game.
Of course you've got to be allowed to foul.
I would not like to see an unsportsmanlike foul here. I think that would be the wrong call.
Well, the coin officials are having a chat about it right now. So this will be very interesting with 13.4 to play. It's a common foul, as it should be. So that's the right call.
A little surprised that
Sorry, that's the fourth given, so she's not at the line.
So,
oh, no, it is the fifth. It is the fifth. I'll take that back.
A little surprised the Pouakai decided to foul there. There's only about 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and the Queens were in no shape to get a bucket.
Chagas 60% from the line this season. I know Jacinta Beckley's just missed 2. First one goes down.
Big buckets, baby.
Big stuff. Lou Brown's offensive rebound.
Lou Brown, she's been huge on the glass today. 17 rebounds.
Chagas makes both. Player timeout coming up, you would think. There it is. So BNZ player timeout, maybe the most important BNZ player timeout of the season. Ticket to the big game, 5,000 tickets have been given away this season with thanks to BNZ, inspiring the next generation of basketballer.
Well, looking at the three-point shooting of the Pouakai today, Mackenzie Forbes 3 for 6, Haley Reinell 2 for 5, Cassandra Bound 2 for 8, Michaela Khan 1 for 3, and Ezra McGoldrick 1 for 2. Every player's hit one so far.
Question, do they foul straight away and give up 2 from the foul line? Do they foul straight away?
I don't like, when it's for a tie, I don't like fouling straight away. Worst comes to worst, I think the Queens have another shot at it. I wouldn't do it, but a lot of coaches like to.
Horston on Forbes. Can. Picks up the dribble. Reinell under pressure from Lou Brown. Can't get it. Rebound Chagas. Queens with possession. Horston fouled. Oh, this has been an unbelievable comeback by the Ansco Tokomanawa Queens.
What a fourth quarter they have put together. A 24-9 run to finish this last 10 minutes.
1.3 on the clock. Horston hits one of these. You would think game over.
Silent.
Incredible. Incredible.
This has been the best team in the competition. They have dominated the Queens this year.
Queens are heading back, you would think right now, to their third successive GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi Grand Final.
And that's going to wrap it up.
Horston puts the first down, margin at 4. A comeback of ginormous proportions tonight in Christchurch. And the Tokomanawa Queens are headed to the 2024 Tauihi Grand Final with an amazing final quarter comeback. Quite incredible. They get home by 5. What have we just witnessed as Stella Beck back onto the court to celebrate? Amazing, Casey Frank.
Never underestimate the heart of a champion, and there's championship blood in this Tokomanawa Queens side. They dug deep. They were down and out, had nothing offensively. And then the momentum shifted. They started hitting some shots.
26-9 last
More
quarter.
than anything else, they did it with defense.
Turnovers,
They shut down the Pouakai and forced, I think 5 turnovers in 7 possessions, and the Pouakai was just never able to find their form after that.
To emphasise your point, Queens scored 22 points tonight off turnovers. 22. What an amazing game of basketball. Finals at its best right here in this fantastic Pro Women's League in New Zealand. The Ansco Tokomanawa Queens win by 5. Chemist Warehouse stats. Take us through these. Casey Frank.
Cassandra Brown, fantastic. Mackenzie Forbes, huge at times. But in the end, it was Chagas and Ji-Hoon Park, Stella Beck, and Lou Brown in that fourth quarter that dominated. That's where they did that damage. Look at the rebounds. Lou Brown.
12 of those
16
offensive.
of them. Overall, the rebounds shifted almost all the way back to the Queens. 49-48 was the eventual tie on that one. Stella Beck and Lou Brown influential there. Jordan Horston, 9 assists. We talked about her ability scoring the basketball, but what's really overlooked about her is her ability with assists. I think was it second or third in the league she finished in assists, and once again, she's the facilitator. Michaela Kahn, Mackenzie Forbes also doing a nice job distributing the basketball. Defensively, right now, it was fantastic holding the key. McGoldrick, a couple of them key as well, but it's the steals. This is where it happened. 13 steals for the Queens, just 5 for the Pouākai. No steals in the second half.
Look at
That's the
Ji-Hoon
same
Park.
list. And there you see Ji-Hoon Park had huge ones in the fourth quarter. Stella Beck, Florencia Chagas join her with multiple efforts.
So many stories here, Case. That's a great wrap-up with the Chemist Warehouse stats. Jordan Horston's defensive job on Mackenzie Forbes in the last quarter.
Well, what we know now is this game is going to be on the North Island, either in Tauranga,
the grand final,
or in Auckland next week. Whoever
wins tomorrow's semi-final at Event Finder Stadium in Auckland will host the 2024 GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Grand Final, because the Queens are through. 4 has beaten 1. A terrific season for the Pouākai comes to an end. And it has come to an end on the back of a 26-9 last quarter. The Ansco Tokomanawa Queens are through to yet another GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Grand Final. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon in Auckland when the Kahu go up against the Phi, and a grand final berth awaits those two teams. We'll see you then.